ஆழ்வார் எம்பெருமானார் ஜீயர் திருவடிகளே சரணம். ஜீயர் திருவடிகளே சரணம்.
Yeah, Adian has one question. Like in the Bhagavad Vishnu Kalakshepam, they were told that Alvar used only sAmAnAdhikarana pratyayam instead of Visheshaka pratyayam. Adian wants Devri to replicate the same in English, Swami, so that everyone can understand. In the Sanjadayai Pashuram.
Okay. See, there are two ways of explaining Bhagavan's supremacy. One is through sAmAnAdhikaraNyam, another is through vaiyadhikaraNyam. In sAmAnAdhikaraNyam, usually Alvar addresses Bhagavan as sometimes Shiva, Brahma, and so on, Indra, and so on. In some Pasuram, Alvar would say one who is worshipped by Brahma. So Vishnu who is worshipped by Brahma, Vishnu who is worshipped by Shiva, Vishnu who is worshipped by Indra, and so on. So in some Pasurams, he says Bhagavan to be worshipped by other devatas. In some Pasurams, he identifies Bhagavan as other devatas. So this is the difference. When Bhagavan is identified as the worshipable devata for other devatas, then that is vaiyadhikaraNyam. VaiyadhikaraNyam means different names indicate different personalities. That is one explanation. sAmAnAdhikaraNyam means multiple names point to same entity, person. So in some cases, Alvar uses sAmAnAdhikaraNyam. In other cases, Alvar uses vaiyadhikaraNyam. But the ultimate goal is to establish Bhagavan's supremacy only. If vaiyadhikaraNyam is used, then it is clear that other devatas worship Bhagavan. So that also proves his supremacy. In sAmAnAdhikaraNyam, when Bhagavan is addressed as Shiva, so in that particular case, Alvar looks at Shiva, and then in that Shiva form, there is one Atma, Jivatma, and within that Jivatma, there is Paramatma. So when Shiva is mentioned, it includes the Shiva form, Shiva Atma, and then Antaratma, who is Bhagavan. This is how those who have heard Vedantam, those who are familiar with Vedantam, will understand. Let it be any object. If we see a table, we'll see the table form, we'll see an Atma inside the table, and within that Atma, there is Paramatma. If we see a goat, we see the goat form, and then inside there is an Atma, there is Paramatma. Similarly, if we see Indra, Varuna, Brahma, we see the form of that particular devata. Inside that form, there is an Atma, and inside that Atma, there is Paramatma. So in either case, that is when Alvar addresses Bhagavan as Shiva, Indra, that means that Bhagavan is the Antaratma for those devatas. When Alvar says Shiva worships Bhagavan, Indra worships Bhagavan, that also shows his supremacy. Both being Antaratma, being worshipable, in both cases, Bhagavan's supremacy is only established. Now, why is Alvar using sAmAnAdhikaraNyam method in some cases? That is a main question to understand. For that, Acharyas have given clear explanation that when sAmAnAdhikaraNyam is used, it establishes the Apratak Siddha Sambandham. That is, Bhagavan being inseparable from all Atmas and all Achit. So when using sAmAnAdhikaraNyam, that is Bhagavan as the Antaratma of everyone, that establishes that all the Atmas are his bodies. All the Achit are his body. So, in that case, it also is establishing that Apratak Siddha Visheshanam or Sambandham, that is the inseparable nature of everything from Bhagavan. Why is that required? That is required to prove that nothing exists independent of Bhagavan. So everything is dependent on Bhagavan. That principle is very important to establish. So to establish that principle, Alvar uses sAmAnAdhikaraNyam. Other than that, whether using sAmAnAdhikaraNyam or using vaiyadhikaraNyam, in both cases, the purpose is Bhagavan's supremacy being established.
ஆழ்வார் எம்பெருமானார் ஜீயர் திருவடிகளே சரணம், ஜீயர் திருவடிகளே சரணம்.
To learn such valuable information about our Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya, please download KOYIL, KOYIL app from Google Play Store or Apple App Store. Our website is koyil.org, KOYIL.org.